Hey everybody, it's NerfBoyProductions here. Today I want to show you guys these. These are something I've been working on for the past year to finally nail down, and I think I've done it. And I've kind of been skeptical to show you this because it's dangerous and I don't want to get anybody hurt. But I did feel like I wanted to show you guys these. These are my explosive Nerf darts. I guarantee there's so many videos on YouTube of people making explosive Nerf darts, but they're one-time uses because the darts just go kablooey. Or they stick a dragon snap in the end and you have to buy those little obscure things every time. These are a great solution. They're clip feedable. You can put them in any sort of Nerf blaster. Most flywheel guns, as long as the dart rod pusher is long enough. Any sort of blaster like this where you just like push them in manually, they'll work. And I finally perfected it. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to explain how they work, and then I'll show you guys how I make them. They work with both Streamlines and Elite darts, so it's a great way if you have old Streamline darts you never use anymore to get rid of those. But let's get started. So as you can see, what we've done is we've cut off the tip of the top of a Nerf dart, and underneath you're exposed with a hard white plastic. This little piece of metal, the way that is done is I've got this right here. As you can see, this is some steel threaded rod. The dimensions are there. Okay. And basically I just picked this up from Home Depot. I cut it to size, and what I do is I use this blowtorch to heat it up, and then when it's really hot, I touch it to the plastic, it burns the plastic and burns right through it, and then instantly cools around it. The plastic cools and hardens and sucks to the metal, and then you clip it to size. And that's how I burn them into this. It's really quite smart because hot glue would be a pain in the butt and would always fall off. Epoxy, way too messy. Just a huge pain, really expensive. This is a great way using itself to put in this metal. So that's about how it works. Now that's how you make the dart, but you may be wondering, where's the explosion part? Why did they go kapow? Well, if you guys know what these are, right here, if you were ever a kid and you play with toy guns, you probably know what these are. These are little caps, and they work in cap guns. Cap guns that take these things. If you don't know what a cap gun is, it's basically just a gun like this. It's got a hammer. What happens is when you pull the trigger, all that it does is it lifts this little hammer here. The hammer just basically shoots forwards, and you put the cap in there. And what it does is when the backs of these are struck, they have paper on the inside, and this paper is keeping gunpowder in there. So there's little tiny pockets of gunpowder inside here, and when it's struck, you get the loud pow, and the gunpowder goes off. So the way you load these things is you take one. It's really soft plastic because it's meant to explode. So what you do is you rip off a single piece so that you just have one little tab. And once you have that, you simply pop it on the hollow side where the paper is. You pop onto the metal piece, and because we cut off the tip, this basically adds back that length that we cut off, so it fits in clips, it fits in everything, works beautifully, and then when that strikes a wall, you get the POW. And that's how they work. So now I'm going to make one for you guys, and then we'll do lots of test shots. Okay, so I got this workshop going on here because I'm working on a lot of different Nerf projects at once. I'm not going to have to make tons on the spot because I do have lots of them pre-prepared, but I do want to show you guys at least one. In fact, I've never done it with a Mega Dart, but I want to cut one just to see if it's doable, you know? Maybe with a Mega Dart, since the base is so big, you could put in a bunch of metal pieces and do maybe a whole cap size. Who knows? I'm just going to cut this, and I didn't mention it. It is doable. I didn't mention it, but the way I cut them is with these pipe cutters, which you definitely don't need to do, but they're nice because you just put the dart on the flat surface and then go, and you got a perfect straight cut. Cool. So as you can see, you got that hard piece of plastic on the inside where you could melt in a bunch of them and do maybe a whole size cap. That's cool. I'll save that for later. Okay. So, let's grab a normal Nerf dart. You don't want to cut off the entire tip. Actually, this one has a crease in it. We can't use a creased dart. You know what? Just for S's and G's, let's use a green dart. This is our test dart. This is the one that will be differing from all the others that we'll be using in the video. So, like I said, you don't want to cut off the entire tip, just a little bit more than half, maybe 2/3, and then you get this piece. It looks like this. It's this green. It's got this white on there. And then that's the hard plastic there that we will melt with the hot metal. This is only cool if you don't hurt yourself. So, this thing's called the Burn-Zomatic, by the way, which is pretty cool, I think. The Burn-Zomatic. So we're going to use our Burn-Zomatic propane torch. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to hold the metal with pliers when I'm holding it up so that if it drips or it falls, it won't fall on me, it'll fall off to the side. Nothing's below, nothing's around it. It'll be completely controlled. And the way I do it is I just take these pliers with cutters in the middle and you just squeeze hard. Cut that in half. Now you're left with a piece. You want it to be about 1 centimeter long, and then if it's not, if it's a little too long once it's in, you can cut it down after the fact. So, I'm going to move the camera for a second. I'm lowering the torch down into here so you guys can see it a little better. Okay, so the angle's a little weird, but I'm going to be burning it here, and then I'm going to have the dart set up in between, just like that, and we'll push it in from there. So, let's grab our pliers. Where'd they go? Turn on our torch. And you don't want it to be an extremely high flame. Just something like that. Let's pinch that. And let's do this. So, probably the biggest question about this is when to take it out. Because right now what we're doing is we're heating up the metal. And who knows how long you have to heat this for. So, the metal that I'm using turns a white color, chars around on top, and then once it starts getting a tinge of red, then you know it's hot. Okay, so I'm just going to hope that's hot enough, and we will push it in now. There we go. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Okay. So we did it. So as you can see, we've done it. Now this is pretty long. It's a little too long, but you can see it melted the plastic. It burnt right in perfectly. What we need to do though is clip it now because it's a little too long, but I knew it would be. The reason you want to make it too long first and then clip it is because you want to have length to work with. Okay, so that is really hard to cut, just sheer force like that, but we've done it. And now you'll see the dart is perfect. And if you're wondering why I'm putting my hand here, it's just for the camera to focus, but you guys can see that the dart is perfect. So now what you do is you take your piece of cap, pop it on. Oh, my phone's going off. Uh-oh. Hold up. Hello? McDonald's makes breakfast all the time actually now, but yeah, can I get a McGriddle? Sausage egg, not bacon egg, but sausage egg McGriddle with hash browns and orange juice. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. Okay, breakfast is taken care of. Now, back to this thing. So we've got our little tabs here going on. We got it all set up, and that's it. This is the one we just made, our test subject. I've made, like I said, I made tons of these ready to go. But now that you've seen how it's made, let's load it into a gun and a blaster, and then we'll fire it, and then we'll load up a clip and fire that, and I'll show you guys it all working perfectly. Okie dokie, we're going to be firing at Iron Man's head today. Pretty cool garage decal I've got going on. So first I'm going to put it in the Spectre. Now the reason why, Spectre, it's got the barrel on here, so it's you know, it's this kind of system. It's not clip fed, it's manual. And what I want to show you is, because you cut the tip but then you add it back, you'll now be able to see, you can see that the dart is actually in there and it's not rubbing against this plastic here. It's going to drive by flush and it won't rub. And so that's how it actually rotates and is able to. So you can see it's rotated into the chamber now, and we can simply shoot. Oh, well that worked. So there you have it. That totally worked. Now, that was the Spectre. Now we're going to load up a clip and just fire it out of your basic retaliator. Alright, so we've got our 4 darts in there. You can see them perfectly loaded up. Our first one's our test subject that we just made in this video. They all have the caps loaded on. It loaded perfectly into that retaliator. Now let's take 4 shots. Okay, so the last, I'm not going to lie to you guys, the last one, I don't know if maybe I could slow it down, you guys may see, but the cap flung off of it. As I shot, I saw the cap go into the floor and it kept going, so the cap fell off. I guess that was just a matter of it not being secure. But, of course, nothing's perfect. But yeah, every dart's different. Hopefully I get to the point where I can just keep making them perfect. And like the first ones I made, this one's got a hole in the side and it's kind of bent sideways. You can see there it's got the hole and it's very, very messed up, but it still works. So yeah, trial and error, that's how I did it. I'm not telling you guys to do it, I just want to show you how I did it. Keep in mind that I'm showing you guys this video, but I do want to keep it safe, so if you're going to attempt this, I can't stop you, but please don't do anything stupid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, this was NerfBoyProductions, signing off.